Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2016 Georgia Fighters Awards Banquet. On behalf of David Oldus and myself, we thank you for joining this year's banquet. We are very excited. For those of you, we see a lot of new faces. For those of you that have not been a part of our yearly banquet, we have changed things up a little bit this year. We used to do an online voting. We used to give out 2 awards for every category. We used to do an online voting, which was called the Fans' Choice Awards, and then we would do a Critics' Choice, where we would have a panel, and that panel would vote, and we'd give out a Critics' Choice. Well, part of the reason why I'm bald is because of that darn Fans' Choice Award online. It was driving us insane. Unfortunately, there were people that figured out how to cheat and get free votes. A lot of people didn't like the fact that it was a popularity contest, so to speak, for the Fans' Choice. So we were hearing that for years, so we took that into consideration this year, and in almost every category, what we did is we have 2 winners. We have a winner that was voted first place, and then we have an honorable mention. We didn't want to completely eliminate the Fans' Choice and the ability for somebody who possibly came close second or deserved to be mentioned at this banquet. We didn't want to remove that from anybody, so we decided to just create an honorable mention and a winner of the award as well. So there are no losers here. There was something else I wanted to share. We do ask that no one, obviously there are no losers. If you're getting a plaque, regardless of what that plaque says, you are a winner. A couple of things that we added this year that we are very excited about is we've added the amateur boxers, recognizing some of the amateur boxers and the amateur program in boxing this year. And we are very, very, very excited about adding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu this year to the awards banquet. I've started taking Jiu-Jitsu probably a month ago. I have determined, after my first class, or after my first session, I determined that I will get my black belt. I hope you don't mind my optimism, but I'm getting my black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I determined after that first class that I'll probably get it somewhere around the year 2042, or 43 or something. Jiu-Jitsu is no joke. So with that said, once again, we welcome you. We're going to start handing out the awards. We have over 80 awards to hand out this evening. The first award that we are going to present is an award that is very dear to my heart. Last year, the week before our banquet last year, a personal friend of mine and somebody that's part of our community unfortunately lost his life. In a crime where he was simply going to a gas station to get something. On his way out, he was confronted and he was murdered. And he was a dear friend of mine, dear friend of friends as well. He was one of the most solid guys I knew. He always had a very positive attitude. He was one of those guys, and there are many in our community, one of those guys that just no negativity, always encouraging people, never trash talking. And his absence is felt in the boxing community. With that said, I'd like to call a gentleman up to the microphone, Coach Deshawn. Coach Deshawn, if you would please come up. You can come up right there. Coach Deshawn was not only Michael Robinson's trainer, he was also a father figure to Michael, and obviously a very close friend. So if you would please share, let everybody know who and what Michael was all about.
Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you, David. God bless you guys for coming out. I'm so overwhelmed because I love Jose Santiago. That's my man. And the things that he does, because him and David doing this for us is amazing. Being recognized, not being forgotten. And speaking of Mike, he'll never be forgotten, because even though he's not here personally, his spirit, his presence is here. Mike was the type of young man, when he came to my gym, well actually I saw Mike at an amateur show, and he was the first fighter I've seen there with a Bible. And I was like, so what's this guy? But I thought that was unique. because I'm a man of faith. So I went to him and I said, young man, you're going to win this fight. And he did win that fight, and he came to me and said, Coach, thank you. And he smiled, that radiant smile, and I said, something about this guy is overwhelming. And I had no idea one day I would be his coach. And sure enough, shortly after, he left the city he was living in and came closer to where my gym was, and he came and joined. And I took him in as a son. And the young man he helped me train fighters. I had a bunch of fighters that I couldn't handle by myself. And he said, Coach, him and some of the other guys chipped in and joined in and helped me train some of these fighters. Mike was always encouraging, blessing someone, smiling. Even if you didn't do a technique correctly, even if a boxer or coach was a little bit, because you know how we see some coaches for either MMA or boxing, whatever it is a little bit weak at something, people criticize them. But we don't do that. Mike didn't do that. Mike said, yo, coach, just keep, stay encouraged. You're going to get better. Say to the fighter, he says to the fighter, stay encouraged. Mike always, every time I saw him when he came to the gym, he lit up the gym. Every time I was at the gym, I waited for him because he's going to bring the light. That guy was amazing. And then I was blessed because I took him in. I fed him every day. He loved to eat. Mike was an eating cat. So, and I cook okay, and I would feed this guy and coach. I mean, he was just one of those guys. And if you're a father, and I am a father, and after Mike passed, it hurted me so much. It hurted me just as bad as my biological son, because my oldest son committed suicide years ago. And it hurted the same way. That's how close and that's how much Mike meant to me. And those who knew Mike, you knew that. You knew this guy, and you loved him. And thank you for coming out. And I pray, his mother is here. Kathy, give it up for his mother. And his fiance is here, Nita. And you all probably know Nita. So thank you guys, and literally, thank you, Jose, for this award for such an incredible young man.
Miss Kathy and Nia, if you would please come forward. Join us on stage.
They're wearing the t-shirts that we wore at Mike's funeral. These are the t-shirts that they had made with Mike's picture on it.
So to honor Mike, Mike was a very supportive guy, as Coach Deshawn said. He would never look down on anybody. He was always willing to help anybody. Didn't matter if you were old, like me, trying to still box, or if you're a little kid that's 5 years old and you wanted to box. If you needed a helping hand, Mike would be there for you. So to honor Mike, we've created a new award, and it's called the Michael Robinson Award of Excellence in Boxing. The first recipient is a gentleman who exhumes all of the things that Mike Robinson did. He's always there for people. He never says no. He trains people that are in their 50s coming out of a corporate office. He trains little kids, teaches them how to box. He's always there willing to help and always encouraging people. So on behalf of Team Robinson, the winner of the Michael Robinson Boxing Award of Excellence this year is Christian Steele. There he comes.
Yeah, I appreciate this. This caught me off guard. I had no idea I was about to get this award. I actually just found out maybe a couple of days ago, and they would tell me about it. So It's an honor and a pleasure. You know, Mike was a friend of mine, good sparring partner and everything, so it hurt me as well when I found out what happened. But I plan to continue, you know, showing the same characteristics that Mike did and helping everybody else. And again, thanks again.